Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, June 29th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. So far this season, we've had plenty of fascinating stories that have managed to dominate the bulk of the conversation at one time or another. And if you look back to around the start of the season, there weren't too many stories that had us buzzing quite like the reemergence of the new Brandon Curry. After back-to-back lights-out performances at the New Zealand Pro in Arnold, Australia, Curry went back and buried himself deep back inside his bunker at Oxygen Gym, where he's managed to lay low for most of the season. But recently, some new photos have begun to circulate of a thicker, nastier-looking Brandon Curry who now has his sights set on the Olympia, firing on all cylinders. Curry really feels that he could be a real interesting wild card as we head into this year's show. And if he somehow manages to come in even better than what we saw back in Australia, I think that Brandon Curry might be good enough to grind his way to a top 6 finish. People love to toss around the expression that bodybuilding is a marathon and not a sprint. But I guess when you've already got 5 Olympia titles lining your trophy case, if you decide you want to start sprinting, it's up to everyone else to get their butts in gear and try to play catch-up. Earlier in the week, Flex Lewis released his latest round of footage from a completely insane back training session as he continues to sprint towards the 212 Olympia title. Even though it's only June, Lewis looks like he's impossibly thick right now. And when you see him in action like this, it reminds you of why this guy is head and shoulders above everyone else to ever do it in the 212 division. Nothing in this world is guaranteed, and that damn sure holds true for bodybuilding. But if Flex Lewis is at 100%, I don't think anyone out there can even get within striking distance to beat this guy. This weekend, all eyes in the bodybuilding world are going to be focused on Chicago for all the action that expected to go down at the Chicago Pro less than 48 hours from now. And it looks like that's where we'll get our next chance to see men's physique standout Chase Savoie lock up his first win of the season. This week, Muscle in the Morning was able to get our hands on some exclusive new photos of the third-year pro, who really seems to have found his stride lately. Remember, it was just a few weeks ago that the best version of Savoie we've seen all year rocked the house down in Dallas to the tune of a third-place finish. So if he can build on that momentum and come in even a little bit better here in Chicago, I think he's got a legitimate shot to walk out of there with a big fat W in his pocket. Speaking of young guys foaming at the mouth to do some damage in Chicago, surging second-year pro Charles Griffin looks like he's playing for keeps these days. A few weeks removed from a brilliant second-place effort back at the Muscle Mayhem, a very hungry Charles Griffin now has his sights set ablazing on the Chicago Pro stage. This week, new video emerged of Griffin just completely destroying his last pre-show chest workout as he attempts to lock up his first pro win. So far, year 2 of the Charles Griffin experience has been a pretty exciting ride. So don't let it come as a major shock if we see this kid push his way up into the top 3 and give a few of these battle-tested veterans a real run for their money. Once upon a time, our old buddy Michael Hearn is alleged to be the one who coined the term power bodybuilding. Actually, it was Don Ross, but who's counting? But I think it might be about time we all put our heads together to come up with a new term for what Akeem Williams is doing right now, because this guy is on a whole new level. This week, new videos surfaced of the Brooklyn Beast knocking out an unbelievable 855-pound squat, which officially earned him a gate pass into unbelievable territory, somewhere in the neighborhood of the great Ronnie Coleman. We've seen guys do some pretty impressive stuff over the years, but knocking out an 850-pound squat in a fitted hat and pair of Jordan 3s like it's no big deal?